you gonna say the Browns get there and they do it? I mean, he's got the pieces. He's 0-1, yeah, but I'm not gonna take a lot of salt from or take a lot away from week 1. I really can't.
No, there's a lot of action, and I mean, shit, we got 16 more weeks of action left, and there were some important division games in week 1, but the cards will unfold.
I'll kick myself because I know Steelers rookie quarterbacks usually do come out of nowhere and just surprise everybody and lead them to a title, but I don't see it this year. As much as he's loaded everywhere, I think there's a couple positions that might take a little bit longer to develop, and there's a couple of weaknesses that just I feel the Browns can exploit. But in the NFC, this is where it gets a little fun. I mean, it's like you got the Lions, you got the Cowboys, but there is some talent here in some of these mid-tier teams that we didn't say last year like anybody else had a shot. We said Cowboys. It's gonna be the Cowboys. Then Detroit came out of nowhere. This year it could be a couple teams. They come out of nowhere.
I mean, the Giants got their ass handed to them on the ground and still almost beat the Cowboys this week 1. So, uh, even though the Cowboys are a juggernaut, I'd have to agree with you. It's not as clean cut as it was last season.
Everybody has some weaknesses. I mean, there's always a weakness on every team in this league. Nobody is completely loaded. But if there's one or two teams that could surprise this year, Giants are definitely one of them. I really like what I've seen some of those weaknesses and he's filled the gaps perfectly. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
on paper it looks really good. So, we'll see what happens, but the Rams edition is going to be the most intriguing just for the whole playoff picture because
Yeah.
everything else seems to stay the same. Stay the same in the NFC. You got the Cowboys, you got the Lions. Yeah, you think the Cardinals, but that Rams could change everything in that NFC race. And then
I'd look for the Packers to make some noise too. If they can step up defensively a little bit this season, you can't count the Packers out.
I completely agree. I think the Packers are definitely one of those wild card teams. I think this week will be either the long way for this season to just kind of kick him in the ass, or it's going to be his one shining moment where he goes, okay, this is where we finally go, okay, we got the pieces. It's time to fucking play with the big boys.
And I'm kind of curious about the Saints as well. I feel like they could be a very competitive team. He's a good user. It's just he's seems like he's busy with his you know just things in general. I'm not sure, but uh, I feel like he could come in and really make some noise. Tra Tra seems to be potentially having a rough start to the season. I'm not sure about the Buccaneers so far.
See,
So
that's my point, is that team is available 1-0, and on paper, you look at that team and you go, get us a good user, and that team could be literally top in that NFC.
yep.
Because that defense is absolutely nasty. You give anybody with a remote offense with that defense, they'll be right there with everybody in the NFC. But we'll see. But call me crazy. I think the Eagles are going to be the one that people are going to be like, shit, I did not see coming.
Yeah, the Eagles are nice.
You add a guy like that in your run game, it changes everything.
They picked up old man Greg Olson too.
That's true. Yeah, you lose Zach Ertz and then you grab Olsen, and it's like, where did you lose anything?
Pretty much nothing.
Yep. A little bit of speed, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So, but I'm I'm predicting a Lions-Eagles NFC title right now.
I
If
could
you
see
ask
that.
me,
I could see
I
that.
could.
Especially since the Eagles, I mean, the only reason he had an early exit of the playoffs, it wasn't because he lost. Personally, he just wasn't there to play. Poor
Hmm.
timing. So,
And I think the Cowboys, as much as we got to give him credit for being just a beast everywhere, he did trade away one of his linemen, and who knows? Maybe start seeing a little bit of chinks in the armor. Maybe not week one, but you never know. You add just that little bit of doubt, anything can happen.
oh yeah. Well, and that's why we're here. Any given Sunday, or any given Tuesday or Thursday afternoon, or early morning if you work third shift. Any time could be your time. And that's what's making this league so much fun is just the competition across the board.
Damn right.
Well, for the premiere, I don't know if there's anything else I can really think of to add to the show other than there was only one injury that I saw, and it wasn't even from week one. It was a previous injury. Player just healing a torn ACL, 5 weeks remaining. I believe it might have been for Dallas, but I'm not sure. But yeah, no new injuries in week one. Everyone stayed healthy.
I think this year we're gonna see a lot of the same, but a lot of this NFC, AFC really being a lot more open. Like just everything's gonna be a lot more. We're gonna see a lot more upsets. In our
Yeah,
mind, we're gonna think they're upsets, but they're really not because the talent has
I
just
th-
gotten that much better.
yeah, I think just bubble teams from the past season or two, they're on the verge of being contenders now. Be it new users or just additions to teams. I guess we can't really drive home the fact enough that you know every division seems to have increasingly better storyline. It gives us something to talk about. Gives you guys something to talk about. Uh, Keep the boards alive. Keep talking shit to each other about your week. Say, I'm going to fuck you up. There's no way you're going to beat me. Let's stir the pot a little bit. Awaken some things. We all know Cha-Cha
Just
plays good when shit gets stirred. Just don't cross the line too much. Let's keep it friendly to some degree. But let's have
yeah,
fun
well,
with it too.
we don't have Kansas City guy still here, so we can't really say, don't go that far. But yeah, exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So
I've already said it live once. I won't do it again.
exactly. But to the good use or to the new users out there, I know we have a few guys out there. Hopefully you listen for the first time. Um, if we didn't talk a lot about, some of you guys, give it a little time. We just got to get used to you, some of your play styles, and kind of have something to kind of go off of. But leave us some feedback, like we always say. I'm kind of losing my voice here, been on the phone pretty much all night, so just give us some feedback in the podcast channel. And
We're
to
always
Bills
looking for guest co-hosts too.
exactly
And Lip, we are looking to get you on here eventually. I know your work
same what
schedule opens up, so
Ozzy wants on too. He just has to get a mic.
awesome. The more the merrier.
So we'll probably be back on a week from now, something like that.
Yeah, or hopefully, yeah, probably about a week from now. Yeah, that sounds
Let's
about
shoot
right.
for like
'Cause,
next weekend, maybe something along those lines.
yeah, gotta give some time for the stories to develop. Don't want to talk about nothing.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll get a few co-hosts on here. Maybe just special appearances for a few minutes.
Coach
Bring a couple guys in.
interviews, maybe to help out with the quick picks. So yeah,
Well, hopefully some not non-depressing coach talks, unlike ours.
yeah. Let's get some winning coaches in here to spice things up a little bit.
Maybe that's the curse. They come on here and then they lose because we had the
Maybe,
Packers on here too.
yeah, maybe that's why Nigel stopped showing up.
And look how well he did.
Yeah, shit. All right, well, I guess that about wraps us up. So, over and out, Scrub Squad. Good night, you fuckers.
Peace.